for joining us today. My name is Allison Calvert, and I will be the host for this TLC session. We are excited that you've joined us today for Strategic Planning for Organizations. Please welcome presenter Jamie Lynn King.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jamie Lynn King. I'm the president of the Forbes School of Business and Technology Business Management LinkedIn Club. Just a little background about myself. I worked as a nurse in urology for several years before deciding to take a new path in my education. So I am now in the business administration program. I only have 2 classes left before I will be graduating. I am a member of several different organizations here at Ashford University. I am also a member of several different honor societies, including Alpha Sigma Lambda, Sigma Beta Delta, Leaf Center for Servant Leadership, and Golden Key International. I work as a student success assistant for the CHAMPS Peer Mentoring Program, and I also mentor. And today I'm going to be going over strategic planning for organizations with you guys. So I have 3 learning objectives. The first learning objective is for attendees to learn the importance of creating a solid foundation for an organization that includes a clear vision, mission, and attainable goals. To learn to implement the strategic planning process in an organization, and to learn how to perform a SWOT analysis to identify strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats in order to sustain the organization. So we're going to jump right in. We created, my leadership team and I, Tyler Croft and Amanda Kistner, created the 2019 strategic plan for the Forbes School of Business and Technology Business Management LinkedIn Club. This was before we became an officially recognized student organization. We decided that we would need to have a plan in place so that we could set goals, measure those goals, know what direction we were going, and our ultimate goal was to become an official student organization, which we did achieve on April 1st, 2019. So the strategic planning process involves coming up with a vision, a mission, creating goals, coming up with core strategies to achieve those goals, and figuring out what tactics are going to be necessary in order to accomplish those goals. So our vision statement is to provide opportunities for professional development and avenues of experiential learning to promote the importance of equity, diversity, and inclusion. The environment will create exponential learning growth for students, faculty, and business professionals to engage, learn, and share their knowledge and experience. So once we come up with our vision statement, we knew what we were trying to accomplish, and then we moved on to the mission. The mission of the Forbes School of Business and Technology Business Management Club is to advance continuous learning in business management and all related fields by sharing ideas, advice, and information to further the success of adults who enjoy lifelong learning. The vision statement and mission statement will vary depending on what type of organization that you are trying to create. These were perfect fit for our organization. After we decided what our vision was and what our mission would be, we came up with 5 goals. This was under the coaching of Dr. Ronald Beach and Bill Davis. We didn't want to have too many goals. We wanted to make sure that our goals were attainable and that we had a reasonable amount of goals that we would be able to accomplish within a set amount of time. So we came up with 5 goals. Goal number 1 was to achieve official club status. Goal number 2 was to reach 3,000 members by December 31st, 2019. Goal 3, to continue virtual presence and engagement by being more consistent on LinkedIn's postings and mailings. Goal 4, to keep resources modern and up to date. And goal 5, to increase meeting attendance by 20% for the first quarter, 40% for the second quarter, 60% for the third quarter, and 80% for the fourth quarter. So with our goals in place, we began working to attain them. We came up with core strategies of how to achieve these goals. Now, a core strategy is going to be, you're going to come up with how am I going to accomplish this goal, and then the tactics are going to basically be, what actions are we going to have to take in order to accomplish this goal? So the first core strategy that we came up with for our organization was to grow and sustain club membership. So there are lots of different ways that this can be accomplished. Social media is the platform on which the student organizations operate. We actually operate on LinkedIn. That's where all the student organizations at Ashford operate. And we also have a Facebook group for the Forbes School of Business and Technology. We do quarterly mass mail invites. We also connect with members by providing meaningful articles, publications, speakers, and then word of mouth invites. During the last year, we have had 8 guest speakers, so we were able to continually put out enrichment resources that would help adult learners with their professional development and further their learning. So our second core strategy was to promote equity, diversity, and inclusion. And so to do this, you basically are wanting to give members an opportunity to speak at biweekly meetings, promote an open forum of communication in which members share their ideas and experiences, and provide relevant articles and speaker topics that cover a broad range of career interests. We do have a very diverse member group. Right now, we have over 2,600 members. So we put material out there that will reach people, who are interested in professional development, business in general, interviewing, growing professional, communication skills, interviewing skills, anything that is applicable to the business administration field. That's the kind of information that we're putting out there. Core strategy number 3, to provide resources that promote experiential learning and lead to professional development. So to achieve core strategy number 3, our tactics that we had came up with are to supply modern and up-to-date resources, biweekly speakers, quarterly speaker list, and industry idea sharing. Core strategy number 4, improve public relations. So there are several different tactics of how we have achieved this. Promote inclusion with Q&A at meetings. Everyone has a voice. Be active in the public eye through community service. Provide a YouTube link to give members a chance to participate in biweekly meetings, and provide a quarterly university-wide newsletter. So goal tracking is essential. After we come up with our core strategies and how we were going to accomplish them, I have performed reviews every quarter to see if we're on target, which goals we're meeting. And I will tell you that plans sometimes have to change. We switched from doing the biweekly speakers to asynchronous learning. We now do presentations, we record them, put them into our club for people to be able to view, comment on, and have a conversation that way. The biggest struggle that we have encountered has been engagement, getting people to be engaged. But we began with 1,800 members, and we have had an 88% of our membership goal has been attained. Our goal is to reach 3,000 members by December 31st, 2019. So we only need 367 more members, and we have been seeing a steady increase in membership. So now that I've went over our strategic plan with you guys, I would like to talk about the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis are very important for any organization. The S stands for strengths, the W stands for weaknesses, the O is opportunities, and the T is threats. So I performed a SWOT analysis of our organization, and one good reason to do this is if you know what the weaknesses are and what the threats are, it's an opportunity to be able to address those issues, to get ahead of them and be proactive before issues actually start, and potentially eliminate any threats that you may have. And I have here the SWOT analysis that I had performed for our organization. I recommend using a SWOT analysis worksheet. They're really easy. You can actually find them online. There's lots of different formats. I personally like this one. And so when you're doing a SWOT analysis, your strengths and weaknesses, you're looking at those as internal things that are within the organization. Opportunities and threats are typically affected by externalities or external forces that affect the opportunities and threats for an organization. So for our organization, our strengths are that we have a well-written strategic plan, a diverse membership base. We have 2,633 members. We offer experiential learning experiences beyond what you would get in a traditional classroom setting. We have weaknesses. With over 2,500 members, it's difficult to target specific audiences. Just because of the vast number of members that we have, attaining demographic information and data is quite difficult in order to be able to target certain segments. We also have platform limitations. We use LinkedIn, so you cannot share anything that's over 10 minutes. There's a video time limit on there. If a video is over 10 minutes, you will not be able to share it on LinkedIn. So you have certain time constraints that you have to deal with. Also, engagement is a weakness for us. We have been getting a lot more engagement in discussions. A lot more people are liking our posts, commenting on them. The biggest problem that we had was meeting engagement, getting attendees, getting people to actually come to our meetings. So we had lots of different tactics. We've tried numerous things. And as of right now, we are sticking to asynchronous learning. Opportunities are to provide current and up-to-date resources that enrich learning. Creation of diverse educational content that will aid in professional development and continued growth. And to touch a little bit on those opportunities, to create the diverse content, we have had 8 different guest speakers. We have been doing 10 talks. We have had an array of different speakers talk about professional development, how to learn and grow and succeed as a business professional. Bill Davis did one entitled Learning at the Ball Game, where he talks about how the different stages that you go through professionally. Martin McAuliffe had done a presentation, Plea Bargain versus Myth. We have all different topics. So we have an opportunity to continue to expand. We are getting ready to start it's called the 3 C's. They will be 2-minute long chunks. We're going to be doing chunking learning, and they're going to be just short little video series. Every single one of them is intended to further the learning of adults. So, and to continue our growth beyond, 3,000 members, maybe next year our goal is going to be 3,500 members. Each year we will be adapting and reevaluating. Our threats that we have are cybersecurity, viruses, and malware that's associated with social media sites. Every single organization that operates online does have these threats that they have to deal with. Insustainability is another threat. And what I mean by that, there have been some recent changes at Ashford. Structures are changing. Instability would be if at some point we weren't able to be stable, if we had to close the club down, if the Forbes School of Business and Technology Business Management Club was no longer there for various reasons. And then leadership turnover is a threat. I'm here today by myself. My leadership team has graduated, they're alumni, they have jobs. So as we move through our education and we move along our journey in our academic career, eventually we graduate and so we move on. And then with leadership turnover comes people that don't have the experience, having to train them, and leadership turnover can threaten an organization because when leadership turns over, change occurs. So Dr. Ronald Beach and Bill Davis have provided me some really valuable resources that I wanted to share with you guys. The Virtual Divide is a book that was written by Dr. Ronald Beach. It's a great book if you work on a virtual team, going to school online. I highly recommend reading this. Remember Who You Are. It is inspiring stories from Daisy Wademan. John Maxwell's book, Developing the Leader Within You 2.0, is a great leadership book as well. And then the Leadership Challenge, 6th edition by Kouzes and Posner. We actually used it as a foundation to build our strategic plan. It is a great book. It's highly recommended. If you have an opportunity to check out any of these resources, they will definitely aid in your professional development. So now I would like to do questions. If anybody has any questions, I would love to try and provide an answer. Does anyone have any questions?
Jamie, it looks like we have some questions in the chat. If you can access that, or I could read them to
Yeah,
you.
I just accessed it.
Okay, perfect.
So how was working on this project develop your skills for future employment? So working on this project has really helped me a lot. I now know how to perform the SWOT analysis. I'm much more efficient and better at planning. Working on this project, the teamwork, working with my team has helped with my collaboration skills, my leadership skills. It has also taught me to be forward thinking. So this particular project is something I learned about in my classes at Ashford. I learned about the strategic planning process, but actually obtaining the experiential learning experience and actually doing it and creating a strategic plan, it was like putting what I learned in class into practice, and practice makes perfect. So it really helped me to be able to be a better planner, be more effective. It helped me with learning how to set goals, attain goals. So my future career is going to be in business administration, and I really feel that I'm much better prepared now, having actual real world experience that you wouldn't get in a traditional classroom. So another question, thanks for sharing SWOT tool, just finished a 5-year SP for an ECE environment. Awesome, Nicole, that's great news. Here's a question for Irina. It says, do you think that participation in the student organization prepares you well for the management challenges of a real life market? If so, how? Any examples, please? Okay, so that's a great question. And we've encountered lots of different things, not only creating this strategic plan, which has helped me to put some of my knowledge into motion and actually use it, but working with different people, learning to value diversity, learning to collaborate, learning that sometimes plans don't always go perfectly and that you have to implement change. Those are things that I have definitely learned from this experience. I think that working with Dr. Ronald Beach and Bill Davis as our faculty advisors has strengthened my communication skills. It's also greatly improved my professional development growth. I have experience from people who are seasoned professionals. That's something you wouldn't get in a traditional classroom setting. We've also written a marketing plan, which helped me put some of the things that I learned in class into action. And it really solidified that information that I had learned whenever I was taking my intro to marketing course. Another thing is doing the quarterly reviews and learning how to create attainable and measurable goals. I think that's important in any workplace setting, because when you're creating a goal, you have to realize the goal is meaningless if it's not attainable. And in order to determine the attainability, well, you have to think, is it measurable? Is this something, that we're going to be able to measure success and results for? So all the experience in this class has prepared me to go into a leadership role, to be able to manage other people, to be able to manage projects, to be able to organize better. So there's lots of different ways that it has prepared me for a real life market. Another way, honestly, is just teamwork, collaboration, working with my leadership team. That is something that, in theory, it sounds like, it would be easy to work with people, but you have to learn to embrace your differences, to learn from each other. Whenever you're in a diverse group and everybody has different ideas, I believe that the more creative the outcomes will be. You just have to learn, if you have differing opinions, different personalities, you still have to be able to work together. And so it's a valuable life lesson as well that I learned during my time as president here. Let me see if there's any more questions. So I was asked, how has working on this project developed your skills for future employment? Well, working on this project has done a lot of different things. I feel more comfortable working with other people. My communication skills have greatly been improved. I have a much better understanding of not only the strategic planning process, but managing my team, managing people, being able to delegate responsibilities that I have, being able to split up a workload, being able to learn to prioritize my workload. I've gained all of those different skills from working on this. This strategic plan was the beginning of a whole project that we got into. Not only did we do the strategic plan, the marketing plan, the SWOT analysis, the quarterly reviews, but also throughout this whole entire time, we have been tweaking our plan. We have been changing it, learning that changes are sometimes necessary and good. So it's taught me really to have something that your vision is never going to change. Your vision is fixed. Your mission is fixed. As far as goals and tactics, those are malleable. You may have to change a lot of different things to be able to really accomplish what you want. So I think in a lot of ways, it has made me a much more well-rounded professional. I'm able to see these things. You know, I can see that sometimes things don't always work. And if it doesn't work, you just try harder, try something else. Okay, 2 new messages. I love that you can see the value of human capital in addition to pure managerial functions. Good job, Jamie. Thank you. That's from Irina. Do I have any other questions? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next slide, which is just a little bit of information for those of you who may not know what the Forbes School of Business and Technology Business Management Club is. It is an organization here at Ashford University. It's managed by faculty advisors Bill Davis and Dr. Ronald Beach and Mike Riley. They are all instructors and professors in the Bachelor of Arts Business Administration program at the Forbes School of Business and Technology at Ashford University. The Forbes School of Business and Technology Business Management Club is a management and business administration club. Its mission is to foster continuous learning in business management in all related fields. The club's goal is to further the learning and success by sharing ideas, advice, and information. We currently have students, alumni, and faculty that are involved in the club. And I have included a link here at the bottom. Allison, could you type that link into the chat? It takes you directly to the Ashford University Student Orgs page. And so there are, I think we're one of 6 actual official student organizations, but there's more information when you go to the website. There's also a link that you can click to join. So my final, this is my final slide. I want to thank all of you for joining. I know that I'm a few minutes under time here. So thank you all for joining. If you have any questions, you can message me on LinkedIn. If you're in our business management club, you can send me a message on there. I'm also going to put my email in here for anybody that has any club questions. So I included my email in there. And if you would like to join, do visit the link. It will take you directly to the Student Org website. Thank you.
Hi, Jamie. I couldn't get that link fast enough, so if you could go ahead and copy paste it for everybody, that'd be great.
Well, I was going to try, but I had actually, let me see. It's not letting me.
I pulled up your presentation. I didn't see that slide in there, so.
Yeah, it's not letting me copy and paste it. I will type it real fast.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time today, Jamie, and that amazing presentation and sharing a little bit about your story, your journey, and the application of the skill set actually to what you do in your day-to-day life. Thank you everyone for joining us today.